Welcome to Tarot Mi Amor. We're going to do the heart spread for the end of the month of December 2020, end of the year. I'll call this the end of the month because we'll do a yearly spread coming up. This is for whoever you're thinking of in love, whether you're in a relationship or just thinking of someone. You know, babe.
Bienvenidos a Tarot Mi Amor. Vamos a hacer una lectura en forma del corazón para los últimos días de diciembre.
It's for Libras.
Este es para el signo de Libra.
In the name of light and love, we could get some guidance here, only in our highest good for our Libra friends, our relationships and love. Something that's helpful, even if it's negative, something that's positive and helps our Libra friends move forward.
Muy bien, vamos a empezar.
Do the honors?
Sí, gracias. Esta es tu energía como persona en este momento. Esta es la energía de la persona en la que tú piensas o tu pareja.
Let me just say, I have the Ace of Swords. This is you, where your mind is at as you enter relationships, where your heart is at. This is your other person you're thinking of. Okay, this is pretty powerful, the world.
Esta es la energía de ti dentro de la pareja.
This is your advice in relationships, this relationship.
Y esta es la pareja, la energía
your
de la pareja.
Advice? Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you dealing with, Libra?
Este es el rey de espadas, no, el caballero de espadas, es el consejo.
Your advice, 2 swords, wow.
Y para la pareja es el 6 de copas.
Your friend's advice, your lover's advice.
Mira, que
This
es
is the
el
advice
8
for
de
the relationship
pentáculos.
overall.
Este es el consejo para la relación. Y el 4 de pentáculos es el resultado de la tirada. El 4 de pentáculos.
Very challenging reading here. So, trouble knowing where to start. So you're where you're coming into relationships and where your mind is at. I'd say with the Ace of Swords, you'll know if this is you. But in this position, this is kind of being a little hard. Like you go on a date and you're kind of in your mind like, I'm not taking any shit, or that kind of feeling as you come into a relationship. I've had it with this. You're maybe, even if you're not normally inclined, and Libra is not inclined to have this energy, the opposite, Libra energy, you know, the diplomat and, you know, nice, and the Venus energy. But this is not. This is like being kind of outspoken. So this would kind of apply to me. Maybe in the past something has happened and you're kind of coming in, like maybe coming into this with a little bit of attitude. It's a kind of tough energy to come into a relationship with. But if nothing else, you likely coming into a relationship, you're going to tell people what you really think, which is, again, not a normal Libra tendency.
Esta es una energía fuerte para entrar a una relación, una pareja, pero así es como tú te sientes, como que algo pasó en el pasado que te hace estar como a la defensiva o un poco con actitud de ya no voy a permitir que me sobrepasen o que me falten al respeto. Vas a ser muy claro a tu forma de hablar. Libra siempre es muy prudente en su forma de expresarse y esta vez necesita ser como más claro, más objetivo, poner tus límites.
So, you know, your partner's coming in with the World card. Now, that's the final card in the major arcana, and this is the position of where their mind is at around relationships, where their heart is at. So they're coming into the relationship probably having finished a cycle, you know, the classic finishing this cycle of life. Kind of implies they're a little bit older. We're probably talking to someone here that's at least been through their Saturn return. Okay, I'm an astrologer too. So this is, I'm going to say that kind of definitively. If this reading is yours, you're dealing with someone over the age of 29. So they've had a little life and they've completed something. They've gotten to some point. They've completed their career. This is a good energy to come into a relationship with. Uh-huh.
Esta es una carta muy buena una carta donde nos dice que para iniciar una relación o estar en una relación es el mundo, ¿okay? Puede ser que la persona esté cerrando ciclos y es hora de empezar ciclos nuevos.
So, would look at you. This is once you're in the relationship. This is your energy of how you're feeling and reacting once you're in this relationship. And this is the Three of Wands. So this is someone waiting for their ships to come in. There's a little similarity with they're coming in. They're showing as the magician. There's a little bit, to me, this is a little bit of a minor magician energy, because this is looking around, trying to manifest, wanting something to happen. When's it going to be my turn? What's coming from me? Kind of goes with this energy. So I don't know. I have a feeling that in this relationship, you're still, this is, maybe you're not thinking this is the one. This is kind of maybe looking around, taking actions, like looking online at dating sites, looking at other people, not feeling like you're really fully in the relationship.
Esta es una carta donde estés tú dentro de la pareja, como que no estás muy convencido en la relación en la que estás, o no te satisface mucho, estás viendo nuevas opciones, quieres buscar algo que te haga sentir mejor, y la otra persona también tiene el mago. Entonces los dos están como, el mago es el arcano mayor número 1 y este es como llevar a hacer realidad los pensamientos o las cosas que queremos, o la manifestación de nuestros deseos. Okay, entonces los dos están manifestando. Tú estás manifestando que a lo mejor quieres algo diferente. Vamos a ver qué nos tienen las demás cartas.
And I gotta say, Libra, you're dealing with someone who's a powerful person. I'm not feeling anything negative here. So a lot of times when this card comes up in this position in the relationship, I ask myself, why are you still trying to manifest when you're already in a relationship? And the answer is also, why are you in a relationship looking around at other possibilities? So take that as it is. It kind of concerns me. But this is also someone, your partner would be very capable. Like, this is a person that has everything they need to succeed, you know. And being that they have the World card coming in, they may know this. They may have recently succeeded in life, and they are in this relationship. It could go a couple different ways. We've talked before about the soulmate relationships. It could be that your partner is the awakened twin flame, the awakened soulmate, and you are the sleeper. And now if this is the case, then they would be someone that's spiritual, been doing the work, reading the books, watching tarot, astrology, what are the love languages, and this kind of thing. And they are a manifester, and they have manifested a twin flame soulmate relationship, but maybe you were the sleeper, so you don't realize this. Could be. Otherwise, and you will know the answer to this, because relationships are always mirrors. So if you're out looking for more, then they're out looking for more. If this means you're in the relationship and you're looking for more in the relationship, then it's a different. You understand what I mean?
No.
Like, okay, this could be they're looking for more lovers, different lovers.
Okay.
Or it could mean they're looking for something more out of the relationship.
More out?
More from the relationship.
Okay.
And again, so it could be either way. There could be just kind of a not solid relationship, or it could be a twin flame relationship, which are often difficult. They're not always just love and light. But if that's the case, then this is going to be true. Your person is a spiritual person, very wise, beyond their years, and they manifested you as their soulmate, their twin flame. Could go either way.
Ok, puede ser que la relación no sea una relación muy sólida todavía, o puede ser una relación de almas gemelas. Recuerda que las almas gemelas no son como el amor platónico que hemos idealizado. Más bien las almas gemelas nos vienen a despertar y aprender cosas, parece que la persona en la que tú estás pensando es la que viene a ayudarte a ti para poder tener como un crecimiento espiritual o como persona.
Yeah, and then you've got the Ace of Swords coming in. Again, that energy of I'm not going to take any shit, maybe. And then the Knight of Swords is your advice. This is for the relationship. There's no other way to see this as a strong talk. There's another way. And boundaries. So this could be somewhere as a Libra, maybe in the past you didn't have strong enough boundaries and someone took advantage of you, etc. And maybe now, if you want to look at this at the most positive light, this is developing boundaries. But the way that may happen is at first it's a little angry, so where you're kind of like fuck you energy, but maybe you need to do that because you need to develop boundaries to be in a relationship, you know, so you're not, you know, overwhelmed or taken advantage of by the other person.
En esta carta es el consejo para ti, Libra, que estás viendo esta tirada, es bien relacionada con el as de espadas. Es como saber qué es lo que tú quieres y pedirlo y que las personas te respeten, porque a veces te sobrepasan porque eres muy condescendiente o muy amable o quieres hacer feliz a todos, pero te sobrepasas a ti mismo. Entonces es poner límites y vivir bajo esos límites que te hacen feliz como persona.
And your other person here, it's Six of Cups, you know, is the soulmate card. This is why I went there. This is their advice. I've never had this in a reading. This could be a cross watcher. Maybe you're watching this because you have a Libra lover. And that really makes sense now because I'm focused on this person. I hate to say that. I don't know. So this person's advice is then to be the magician, to understand the bigger picture, and to understand that you have to lead the way. When you are the manifester and you're with a sleeper, very commonly they will not like it, or there will be problems, and it's like, but you know this is a soulmate relationship. You know you've been with them in other lifetimes. You know, because you just know you're the magician. That's really how that could be. And the Libra one it doesn't maybe understand this and is not as concerned about maybe soulmates or something like this, you know. And then this too implies that you need to have a talk about boundaries. I would say this is what this is about. But this is your advice in the relationship. Your advice is deal with this with your person. Talk to your person about what this is. Your trigger. This is, you could be triggery, you know, something the person says. Swords are thoughts, okay, and communication. So it easily sets you off. Like they might say something and you're bringing that sword down. Kind of good for a Libra, actually. You maybe need to go through that to get to a balanced place where you're not just always giving everything to the other person. So the talk is maybe, I'm pretty sure, about that kind of thing, you know. And I think that your person will listen and understand, particularly you tell them about this reading. And then for the overall advice, you have the Eight of Pentacles. And that's very simple, work on the relationship. Because this is the advice for the relationship.
El consejo para la relación es trabajar en la relación. Si están aquí como almas gemelas es para que crezcan juntos. Uno puede guiar al otro, agarrarlo de la mano, todo por medio de la comunicación, del diálogo y de poner los límites claros.
And we're going to have to clarify the Four of Pentacles. You got the Knight of Wands, overall energy. Something might have happened fast with you guys. And they met and had sex on the first date and it was good. That's all right. Could be what that's about. Maybe it happened fast. Maybe that's why the Libra's a little bit like, oh, this is happening too fast. Because the Eight of Pentacles, this is real work. I mean, it's good work.
Trabajo.
And this could, with being Pentacles, it could imply that even something has to be done to facilitate the work. Maybe you need to move in together. Maybe someone needs to move or change the shifts that they work at. Something really, something has to happen. You know, this is not just talk. But maybe this talk, when you, Libra, have this talk, this Knight of Swords, your advice, it goes here, where you start to realize, well, there's something we need to do if we're going to have a relationship. And then I want to say that above here, this is your outcome. This is that Four of Pentacles, where somebody's holding on too tight, and this is for the relationship. But I see this as you, Libra, holding on, this is where you don't feel like you have enough, so you're just holding on to what you got. And when you're doing that, you can't hug anyone, you can't do art, you can't fight, you can't do anything, because you're just tied up holding on to what little you think you have.
Este es el 4 de pentáculos o de oros, es el resultado de la tirada. Es una persona que está abrazando todos sus bienes, pueden ser emocionales o físicos, pero que no puede soltar, no puede crear, no puede crecer porque está muy preocupado de perder esto. Entonces, Libra, tienes que darte la oportunidad de poner en claro tus pensamientos, de decidir qué es lo que quieres hacer, para dónde quieres ir, de poner claros tus valores y pedir, vivir del modo en el que a ti te hace feliz, no siempre pensando en las otras personas, llegar a un acuerdo en el diálogo, trabajar en la relación, ¿okay? Para poder pues tener una vida más plena.
So I want to clarify the outcome, and I'm thinking of kind of two things. If there's a cross watcher, you're Libra, there's something they need to tell you that's specific. This is what I think. And it's attached to whatever's made them into this energy. And understand that whoever I'm talking to, you know what I'm talking about, because you're a manifestor, you're a spiritual person. So to put a Libra into this energy, something really got them. And that's maybe what needs to be talked about, huh? And this could be just your Libra's afraid, you know, because maybe, you know, it can be scary, this stuff. When you start to see it, the spiritual world is real, and there are such things as soulmates, and, you know, you might be telling them, hey, you know, we're soulmates. They're like, that's crazy. And then the other way is if you're not, we're going to go with the soulmate connection, and it's a relationship that needs work. And it's a similar advice, a similar conversation, but I'd be talking now to the Libra, and I'd be saying that to the Libra, I would say, I see your person as being amazing. And I don't know, maybe you realize that, maybe you don't. But I don't see anything to be afraid of here. And so I'm wondering why the outcome is the Four of Pentacles.
I think so. It's that he need to open
his arms
and listen or learn about the other person, who, if he's the twin flame, for helping to grow up the relationship or his person.
Yes. This is a talk, communication, and your other person, I think, will listen. And I think if you're afraid, Libra, to talk about whatever this is, you might have been raped, okay? I'm saying, this could be something really hard, really hard. You can talk to this person about it. It's going to be okay.
Sí, en esta carta pensamos que es como es el 4 de pentáculos y es el resultado de la tirada. Pensamos que Libra, a lo mejor deberías abrirte más emocionalmente, o soltarte, o permitir que la otra persona, que puede ser tu alma gemela, te permitas recibir su ayuda, su amor, su guía, para que tú puedas crecer como persona. Es parte del trabajo de las almas gemelas, ayudarse entre ellas. A veces uno está en la situación y la otra persona viene para sacarte adelante. Entonces aprovéchalo, ve las opciones que puedes tener, abre tu corazón, siempre con tus límites y tus valores.
Now, I clarified, babe.
Ahí sigue tu intuición with the High Priest.
That just, I think, confirms everything I just said.
Sí.
And what you said, which is listen, but listen from your heart, listen with your soul,
desde tu
with your
corazón,
intuition,
escucha tu
listen to
intuición.
the tingly feelings you get, right?
Sí, bueno.
And I think that's really what that's about. It's amazing, the complete confirmation, And now the high priestess, it's major Kana 2, so you have someone coming in. They're 21. They've completed the entire cycle of the major Kana, and so but this is very much them waking you up. The difference between an Ace of Swords and the High Priestess is all the difference in the world.
Sí.
The High Priestess is not going to be defensive and stuff.